Hey, Drewz Viewz here, back for a little Peaky Blinders reaction time, and today I'm up to Season 4, Episode 3. See, I can count. I can count real good. Now, last time on Peaky Blinders, we had a bit, I guess, the funeral of John, which Tommy turned into a trap for a couple of Sicilians trying to make a name for themselves. And he got some roughneck type of gypsies involved. His boy Johnny, I think he said his name, doesn't like these guys, but he needs a call in the cavalry. It's the actor Aidan Gillen was the main one. They kind of took his son on as well in the Peaky Blinders. He wants to be a boxer. So that was a lot of the episode, and a lot of it was getting the family back together because with obviously from the beginning of the season, from what happened at the end of season 3, a lot of the family was against Tommy. The only one who's one of the only ones who wasn't, Michael, ended up getting hurt badly as well, which Polly was quite upset about, but also that kind of snapped her out of her funk a little bit for her son and whatnot. She's getting back involved with the family, righting the ship a bit, trying to do that at least. So she was telling Tommy a little bit what to do next time going forward, or last time rather, going forward. And we'll see. She also had some plan to take her and her son to Australia. We'll see if that ever happens. I doubt it. I mean, whenever people have plans to get out of here, it usually doesn't go well. They don't get out, a la Arthur and his wife there. Another person working for Tommy, or that never was against Tommy, was Ada, back in the family, working for him in Boston. Now that she's back here, evidently the people in government or whoever it is think she's still doing communist stuff. So Moss, the inspector, tried to warn her, but I think he might have told the wrong person. Again, it was Linda, Arthur's wife, who I don't know if she told Ada this or Tommy or anything, but earlier before that, there was a scene where Ada was kind of yelling at Linda, telling her what to do. So I don't know. It's not the best environment still, obviously. We'll see what happens. And then Tommy, of course, the biggest thing is the vendetta that Adrian Brody and who's Changretti, I guess, the son of the guy they killed last season, has the whole vendetta. He showed up Tommy at the end of it, showing how bad his security was, showing him bullets with each of their names on it, knocked over the one for John, of course. So we'll see. And with Tommy's business, we still have this character now this season too, this woman who's unionizing and all this, but Tommy told her basically he's using the strike on his factories and everything to his advantage during this vendetta thing. So we'll see. I mean, it's classic Tommy Shelby to take things against him and use them to his advantage, and he always has a lot going on at once, but he somehow puts it all together. But we shall see here. It definitely did seem at the end he was a little shook last time by Changretti and what he was saying and all that. So, and the whole thing was they were saying, no civilian casualties, no kids, all this, but we'll see. I mean, it's always easier said than done. So anyway, let's get right into this episode and see what Tommy's going to rebound with here against the Italians. The empty factory with the strike going on, I presume. Are these scabs trying to get in and get a job, or are these people protesting? The former, I guess. Oh. Little Chachi. Looks like plenty of people need some work.
You and your ugly workforce are now under the protection of the Peaky fucking Blinders.
It's your mother.
Oh, it's his adopted mother. I was kind of wondering if we'd see her again.
You want me to go away?
Yes.
Come on, Michael, you could talk to her.
You used to love these.
I hope there are no worms in them.
I wonder if Polly's gonna show up now and cause a scene or something.
Your dad passed on.
Should give her some money at least.
Ada, how long since you've had a fuck?
What?
Classic inappropriate aunt stuff.
Anyone particular in mind?
Not really. Just me and someone unsuitable.
Looks like Polly's got her groove back a bit here. She got a haircut too, it looks like.
I'll sit in the front.
I don't know if it's smart of any of them to travel out together at all. Any of the ones that have the vendetta on them.
Behave myself or what?
It's probably nothing good. She's gonna open her coat and be naked underneath.
To relieve his stress.
Almost.
Feel it properly. And tell me what to do, boss.
Well, it's not very Christian. Well, I guess it is between a man and a wife, but...
The reinstatement of Mrs. Elizabeth Gray to the position of Shelby Company Limited Company Treasurer. Please raise your hands.
Her name's Elizabeth Gray?
What the fuck is Arthur?
He's banging. Well, they'd probably get worried thinking something happened to him. Given the circumstances.
Mr. Shelby! Fuck off! I'm fucking busy!
Busy fucking.
What was all that about?
Really?
It's my responsibility as your wife to help you resist those temptations.
Why are you giving him booze then?
In the words of my sinful Catholic mother, keep his balls empty and his belly full.
God rest her soul.
Luca Changretta.
I've seen his face, so I could pick him out.
It's how you get intel back in the day, huh?
We also propose that we give a copy of this photograph to Mr. Abraham Gold.
We need to forget the idea that it has to be Arthur that pulls the trigger. Tradition will just fuck us up.
You weren't executed, Paul.
What did you call me?
Oh, is he starting to like his old mom again? I mean, it doesn't matter at this point anyway. Even if Arthur was there. Outvoted.
All temporary.
Yeah, temporary, right.
Arthur's about to go ham on these guys. Very symbolic. Uh-oh. Dad look like Italians. No, they're not gonna get Arthur, too. Gotta be careful with that paint on him, too. Probably might set on fire by mistake. He gets too close to it. Ooh! Cleaned him up. Drown him in paint. It's a tough way to go. Incbarrow Hotel. Alright. Stratford upon Avon. I think that's where Shakespeare is from. I'm gonna have some bad news for Mr. Changretti here.
Arthur Shelby, ancora calma. Don't you two have any other clothes to wear? Menate come delinquenti reciterani.
Spotted dick. E che fosse, ah? Non mica mangiare, ma che mangiare?
Don't complain about your fucking belly.
You open your mouth. You fucking dress like them. You eat like them. You don't fucking talk to me about with respect.
Oh, this is going to look kind of good. She, huh? Who's this gonna
Sign
be?
a boxer in 4 years ago. Kid da dice che che pazzo ci riviene.
Didn't necessarily think this plot line would come back up, but interesting.
Even if you don't trust me no more. Yeah, but I'm gonna make it my fucking job anyway. Because this was all my fault.
It was mostly John's fault.
Take a fucking vote. How's Polly? I mean, it was her idea, wasn't it? Hmm? The Japanese silk.
I guess that makes sense.
It's the modern way, Arthur.
Watch.
Now fire it into the fireplace.
There are rules.
flight ticket to Glasgow in your pocket.
Oh, that's suspicious.
I run a factory full of black-leg non-union labour. I get spat at, windows smashed, petrol on the curtains, but for fear of you, I clock in every fucking morning. And you ask me why I'm getting on the midnight train to Glasgow? Today, I left the office unlocked.
Why?
Because I forgot. Because I left in a hurry. Because there were men trying to set fire to the factory.
Yes, that's the thing about this chaos theory, Tommy. I don't know if that's...
You have a lot of enemies. Communists. Italians.
Woman whose sons Arthur killed. Oh, this, what's her name? Charlie Murphy. This Tommy's going to see her.
What's your improved offer?
This looks like the same set that Grace lived in the one season. Well, season 1, I guess.
I'm told 2 Italian men attended a meeting recently. Can you see either of the men in this picture?
I only have beer, times are hard.
Should have brought a bottle, Tommy.
Turns out I know someone who used to know you very well. You won them over. With your charm, sweetness. And Kitty said you were at her bedside. For 3 months, every day, holding a hand. Sweet boy who left never came back.
No one came back.
She swears before you enlisted in the army, you joined the Communist Party yourself.
You were dancing alone. Your sweetheart blew his own fucking brains out.
In Blackbird.
Apologies for interrupting your dance.
The soak's coming out again? Wonder if she did see those men there at the meeting. No? Wonder if that means she did or she just doesn't care. Is that the Luca bullet?
He says more than white's up.
You did well.
God spoke to him, not me.
God can feel free to speak to me like that. Anytime now.
It's my job now.
Oh yeah, her hair really is different.
Said to Arthur while I'm in this fucking place, I want something to keep my mind busy.
Gambling is a sin, Linda.
It's not me that's doing the gambling.
Quite a loophole.
Today, Tommy said that I'm in charge.
Sorry, you're in charge.
Yeah.
Let's give our boss a first day that he'll never forget.
I've already found out he's a virgin and arranging a girl for him this afternoon.
Linda was there.
She is. She loved the idea.
How old is he supposed to be?
Nice women don't do that sort of thing.
Yes, they do. What about you?
Where are we going?
Somewhere I've not been in a long time.
Where that picture was?
Wanted to come here with you.
He always just kind of uses her for whatever he needs, like...
I promised someone I'd change the world. Would she look after you?
I don't want it like that ever again, Tom. She said, be a man.
Be a fucking man.
I don't think you necessarily want to be like John either, though. Going out alone doesn't seem too shrewd. Still trying to get laid, I guess. Uh-oh.
This is public enough, no?
No, this is a setup then, alright.
The boy in the hospital's out of bounds. And I'll ask you to spare Finn and Arthur.
In return for what?
Tommy Shelby.
Wow. Did not see this coming quite like this.
My mother knew your mother. And now she's given me the information about you people. So Tommy Shelby was right. You should have killed her when you had the chance.
John was a good boy.
Hmm.
You take Tommy. Spare the rest.
Well, dance.
They don't dance anymore.
Yeah, that's a shame. Because you're dancing with me.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, I didn't really expect. I mean, even though it seemed like there was definitely rightful issues between Polly and Tommy there, this isn't some part of the plan, which it still could be, of course, but she really is willing to give him up. I mean, I guess it's worse than I thought between them, or that's just how much she cares about keeping Michael safe and the rest of them. She didn't say Ada at the end, I guess. Initially she didn't. She said spare Finn and Arthur, which is surprising, but then she did say like the rest of them, so I guess that includes Ada. I don't know. I mean, I definitely wouldn't think she would want her hurt either, even though she's back with Tommy. Yeah, I mean, this is... At the same time, I don't really know how Chandredi could trust her, because, again, it could just be an obvious setup. And he did say, like, you're dancing with me at the end there, so that sounded ominous, certainly. I don't know if he's planning something immediately right after it cuts, or what. Probably, I mean, the show doesn't usually go right into things like that, but... I don't know. Well, the episode, I was thinking as a whole, you know, before that, well, even with the last scene he was saying about things from the past, like his mom taught her, I guess, and all this other stuff. This episode had a lot to do with things from the past. I mean, first of all, they're talking about new ways versus old ways, and new ways is with the vendetta, you don't have to have be the one to kill him yourself. They're going to send Gold to do it, who wasn't even in the episode, but which Arthur was struggling a lot with, but I guess accepted by the end. And it does make sense, like, better chance of survival if you just pay someone else to do it. But I certainly can see his frustration with it, his issue with it, but pretty good scene where he had to take out the two hitmen when he's covered in paint and all that. Again, very symbolic with the red paint covering him like a blood. And then with the past thing was really hammered home also with Tommy this episode. It was interesting how the scene between him and the Union woman, how they both investigated each other. Both were affected a lot by the war, like everyone is in this series because of the time period, but how the man he used to be before the war, I guess, and before all this thing started, maybe he was even considering the Communist Party or part of it or whatever. I don't know if that part was true, but he obviously, like she said, like that his old sweetheart or whatever, she, I guess, died, and how he acted then. And then he obviously kept the picture and was affected by it, and then took Lizzie there, who's, like I kind of mentioned, she really is just basically she's not a whore anymore, literally, but she's kind of is just for him, like just doing whatever he wants, like filling in whatever thing he needs at the moment. A lot of it's emotionally, but just in general. So it's an interesting character. With other stuff about the past theme, I don't know. Oh, also Michael's old mother, his adopted mother, that's obviously a blast from the past sort of thing. You definitely feel bad for her as well. And of course, Polly isn't gonna like it, but I think it is justified for her to see him and I think Michael should do something for that family, especially since apparently his adopted father died. And then there was that scene with Finn and Tommy at the end there, a whole quick little plot line thrown in with him, kind of the replacement brother, but saying to be a man and all that, but I don't think we're necessarily supposed to take that as a good thing. I mean, and Finn didn't even like the experience or whatever, and should he just accept that? I don't think so, but we'll see how it goes here. It didn't seem like he was on the chopping block as far as Chandredi's concerned anyway, even though Polly mentioned him at the end to him. But when he was doing the bullet thing, Finn wasn't part of that, I don't think. Because he is kind of still a kid, I guess. Again, I don't know how old exactly he's supposed to be. 15, I don't know. I mean, the actor's probably older than that. I mean, they'd switched him between those, maybe season 1 and 2 anyway, and aged him up, maybe it seemed like. But obviously he wasn't part of the next generation that wasn't in the war, so it's a huge gulf between them anyway. I'm not sure if the Union woman's gonna end up helping Tommy or not, at least as far as not letting people infiltrate and attack him and the family. I mean, she did throw that picture in the fire, so that doesn't necessarily look like a good sign on that front, but we shall see. But yeah, I mean, the end there is really the biggest kind of cliffhanger we've gotten in a while here, cause I mean, like John getting shot wasn't too much of a cliffhanger, and the first episode we knew he was dead and essentially going to be dead from that, and I figured Michael would probably live and all that just for how the show goes. But this one I really don't know. I mean, I guess I'll say that it is some plan by Tommy and all them to try to foil Changretti and not her betraying Tommy, but at the same time, I guess that's still a possibility there, and there is apparently enough ill will between them, and maybe she's looking at it as, you know, a somewhat pragmatic thing to save the rest of the family. When, I mean, Tommy is generally the cause of most things that have happened, at least how I do think John was largely responsible for this whole Italian thing, but even that goes back to the beginning when they had problems before that, from season 1, and Tommy's the one always pushing them forward, so and then it makes the decisions for people. So I can you know, can see the frustration coming out, even with the guy who works for him, who's saying he was trying to leave just because of all this. He used to be a normal guy, working guy, and now all this stuff happens. But I don't get it. A lot of it's because of Tommy and the Peaky fucking blinders in general. But yeah, it's always recurring there. So the more things change, more things stay the same, maybe. Well, what will stay the same is I will be continuing reacting to this show. Next week should be Season 3, Episode 4. Please join me for that. Please leave a comment if you like. Please subscribe to the channel if you like these reactions. And do whatever you desire. And until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.